Let me tell you something, nothing in your life is going to change if you don't change. You can pray all you want, you can wish all you want, but until you make a move, nothing is going to shift. Life doesn't work like that. You keep telling yourself you are stuck, but the truth is you're scared to take that first step. You're scared of failing, scared of people judging you, scared of stepping into something unfamiliar. But let me ask you, how's that fear working out for you? It's keeping you in the same place, isn't it? You see people around you moving forward, doing better, making things happen, and you think they have something special. They don't. The only difference between them and you is that they move despite their fear. Fear doesn't just go away. You have to act while it's still there. Fear will lie to you. It'll tell you you're not ready, you're not good enough, you're not capable. But fear is nothing but a story you keep telling yourself. And the longer you believe it, the longer you stay in the same cycle, watching life pass you by. The truth is, you're not stuck. You just don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't want to take that risk, put in that work, face that rejection. You'd rather stay in a situation you hate than step into the unknown. But let me tell you something, nothing great comes from staying in your comfort zone. When you want to change, get used to feeling uncomfortable. Get used to making moves while you're still scared. Get used to showing up even when you don't feel ready. Because that's the only way things start to shift. That fear you feel is proof you're about to do something big. It means you're stepping into new territory. And if you don't ever feel fear, it means you aren't growing. So stop waiting for fear to disappear and start moving anyway. Do you ever notice how the people who complain the most do the least? That's because they've mastered the art of making excuses. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't know how. But let's be real, if it mattered enough, you'd figure it out. Everybody got the same 24 hours. Everybody has responsibilities. Everybody has problems. But somehow, some people still make it happen. Do you know why? Because they refuse to let excuses control their life. They know that excuses feel good at the moment, but leave you empty in the long run. Excuses let you off the hook. They give you a reason to stay exactly where you are. They let you pretend that the problem is outside of you instead of inside of you. But the truth is, the only thing standing between you and your next level is you. You keep saying you don't have time, but let's be honest, you make time for what you want. You'll spend hours on your phone, binge watching shows, scrolling through social media, talking about what you wish you had. That's time you could be using to build something. You keep saying you don't have money, but I bet if something mattered to you, you'd find a way. You'd cut back on things that don't serve you. You'd find ways to make more. You stop letting your current situation define your future. Excuses don't solve problems. Action does. But as long as you keep using excuses as a shield, you'll never have to face the real work. And if you're not willing to face it, you don't want it bad enough. You have to decide what you want more, the comfort of excuses or the discomfort of change, because you can't have both. If you tolerate mediocrity, you'll get a mediocre life. If you tolerate toxic people, your life will be filled with drama. If you tolerate laziness, you'll never see success. Stop lowering your standards for comfort. Raise them for greatness. Look around you. Your job, your health, your finances, your relationships, every part of your life is a direct reflection of what you've been willing to accept. If you've been accepting less than you deserve, that's exactly what you'll keep getting. People will treat you the way you allow them to. Life will give you what you're willing to work for. And success will come to you only if you demand it from yourself. It all starts with what you decide is no longer acceptable in your life. If you want a better life, you have to set better standards. You have to stop letting negative people take up space in your mind. You have to stop wasting time on things that don't serve you. You have to stop allowing yourself to settle for just enough. Raising your standards means making hard choices. It means walking away from things and people that don't align with your growth. It means saying and no to distractions and yes to discipline. It means refusing to be the same person a year from now. Do you want better? Expect better? Demand better. Work for better. Because what you tolerate today becomes your reality tomorrow. If you don't like what you see in your life, change what you accept. Deep down, you already know what needs to be done. But instead of doing it, you talk yourself out of it. I'll start tomorrow. It's not the right time. Newsflash, there is no perfect time. The only time is nowadays. You've been thinking about that goal for years. You've been planning, researching, and waiting for the right moment. But what has waiting done for you? Has it made you successful? Has it changed your life? Or are you still in the same spot thinking about it? Action beats intention every time. You don't get rewarded for what you plan to do. You don't get results from what you hope to do. You only get results from what you deal. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more research. You don't need anybody's permission. You need to move. You need to start. You need to take the first step, even if it's small. People say they don't know where to start, but that's a lie. You know exactly where to start, you just don't want to. You don't want to fail. You don't want to struggle. You don't want to be uncomfortable. So instead, you convince yourself that you need more time. You don't need more time. You need more courage. You need to stop waiting and start moving, because the only thing stopping you is you. Motivation is great, but it's unreliable. One day you're pumped up, the next day you don't feel like doing anything. That's the problem. Motivation is based on feelings, and feelings change. If you're only working when you feel like it, you'll never get anywhere. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need to show up whether you feel like it or not. You need to move forward even when you're tired, even when you're frustrated, even when nobody's clapping for you. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's working on your craft when your friends are out partying. It's saying no to distractions and yes to your goals, even when nobody's forcing you to do it. Look at successful people. Do you think they always feel motivated? No, but they do it anyway. They train when they don't feel like training. They work when they don't feel like working, because they understand that discipline gets results, motivation does not. The real question is, can you be consistent when you don't feel like it? Can you push through the boredom, the setbacks, the failures? Can you keep going even when progress is slow? That's the difference between winners and quitters. You say you want change, but are you willing to be disciplined for it? Are you willing to sacrifice for it? Are you willing to do what needs to be done even when nobody's watching? Because that's what separates the ones who talk about success from the ones who achieve it. It's easy to blame your parents, your job, your past, or your circumstance. It's easy to say, I didn't get the right opportunities, or people held me back. But at some point, you have to take responsibility for where you are. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you a better life. If you want something different, you have to make it happen. And the first step is accepting that where you are today is the result of the choices you've made. There are some things outside of your control, of course, but what you deal about it is 100% on you. Life ain't fair, but sitting around complaining about it won't change a damn thing. Successful people don't waste time blaming. They focus on solutions. They don't cry about the hand they were dealt. They learn how to play it. They don't wait for permission. They take action. Blaming others feels good at the moment because it takes the pressure off of you. But in the long run, it keeps you powerless. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of waiting for someone else to change your life. Own your mistakes. Own your failures. Own your situation. And then decide to change it. Because the moment you take full responsibility for your life is the moment you take full control of it. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants a better life. But how many people are acting like they want it? How many people are putting in the effort, making the sacrifices, and staying committed? Saying you want something means nothing if your actions don't match. You can talk about your dreams all day long, but if you aren't working towards them, they're just empty words. Look at your habits. Look at how you spend your time. Look at the people you surround yourself with. Do those things align with the life you say you want? Or are they keeping you stuck in the life you claim to hate? You can't say you want to be successful but spend all your time on distractions. You can't say you want to be healthy but keep eating garbage and skipping workouts. You can't say you want better relationships but keep tolerating toxic people. If you want to prove it, show up every day. Do the hard stuff. Stay focused. Because success is given to those who act like they deserve it, not just to those who talk about it. You become a product of what you surround yourself with. If you're constantly around negativity, guess what? You'll become negative. If you're surrounded by lazy, unmotivated people, guess what? You'll start moving like them too. Your environment is either feeding your growth or keeping you stuck. It's either inspiring you to be better or dragging you down to mediocrity. And the truth is, most people stay stuck because they refuse to change their surroundings. If the people around you aren't pushing you to be better, they're holding you back. If your environment is full of distractions, you'll never stay focused. If you keep putting yourself in the same toxic situations, don't be surprised when your life doesn't change. You have to be intentional about who and what you allow into your space. You need to cut off anything that's keeping you from leveling up. That means walking away from negative people. That means finding a circle that challenges you. That means putting yourself in rooms where growth is the standard. A lot of you are scared to even start because you don't want to fail. But let me tell you something, failure is the price of success. You don't get to skip the losses. You don't get to avoid mistakes. If you're trying to be great at anything, you will fail. But failure isn't the enemy. The real enemy is quitting. The real enemy is letting one setback define you. The real enemy is using failure as an excuse to stop instead of a reason to grow. Every successful person you admire, they failed their way to the top. Their door slammed in their face. They lost money. They embarrassed themselves, but they kept going. Failure teaches you. It shows you what doesn't work. It toughens you up. It forces you to develop character, resilience, and wisdom. But you'll never learn these things if you let failure scare you into playing small. Stop seeing failure as the end. See it as a lesson. See it as a stepping stone. Because the only way to never fail is to never try. And if you never try, you've already lost. Let's get one thing straight. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares that you're tired. Nobody cares that you've had a rough past. Nobody's sitting around feeling sorry for you because life hasn't been fair. You can complain all day about how hard it is, but guess what? The world doesn't stop moving. Bills still have to be paid. Opportunities still have to be chased. Your goals still aren't going to accomplish themselves. So while you're waiting for somebody to feel sorry for you, somebody else is out there grinding, putting in the work, and taking the life that you say you want. We live in a world that rewards results, not complaints. Nobody is successful because they sit around hoping for an easier path. They got there because they worked through the pain, through the struggles, through the moments when they wanted to quit. They didn't sit there waiting for someone to come and save them. They saved themselves. That's the difference between people who make it and people who don't. The ones who make it understand that life doesn't care about their problems, so they get up and put in the work anyway. Every single person you admire, every champion, every business leader, every person at the top of their game has been through something. They've all had moments where they felt like giving up. But they didn't stop because they understood one thing: nobody's coming to make it easier for them. They knew they had to push through whether they felt like it or not. They didn't waste time complaining. They spent time executing. They didn't wait for motivation. They built discipline. They didn't ask for permission. They took action. You have to stop expecting people to care about your struggles. You have to stop thinking life owes you something just because you've been through hard times. Life don't owe you a damn thing. If you want it, you got to go get it. If you're broke, work harder. If you're out of shape, train harder. If you're failing, study harder. Nobody's going to hand you a better life. Nobody's going to feel bad enough for you to change your situation. And even if they did, it still wouldn't change the fact that it's on you to do the work. Do you ever notice how people only start respecting you when you succeed? That's because results speak louder than complaints. When you're struggling, people ignore you. When you start winning, suddenly everybody sees you. That's just how the game works. People respect action, not pity. People admire resilience, not excuses. If you want to change your life, stop talking about it and start putting the work that proves you're serious. Because at the end of the day, the only thing people will remember is what you did, not what you said you were going to do. You can either sit around feeling sorry for yourself, or you can take control of your situation. You can either blame everything and everyone for why you're not where you want to be, or you can get up and make things happen. You can either keep making excuses, or you can outwork your circumstances. But one thing is for sure, nobody's going to do it for you, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Life is brutal. Life is tough. And life doesn't slow down for anybody, but the ones who win, the ones who rise above, the ones who make it out of the struggle are the ones who understand this one simple truth. Nobody cares. Work harder. Time doesn't wait on anybody. You sitting there thinking you have all the time in the world, like tomorrow is promised, like you can keep putting off your dreams, your goals, your purpose. But with every single second that passes, you're losing time. Every excuse you make, every moment you waste, that's time you're never getting back. You don't have forever. You don't even have later. All you have is right now. And if you don't start treating your time like it's precious, you're going to wake up one day full of regret, wishing you had moved when you had the chance. Have you ever noticed how people always say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow comes and they say it again and again? And before they know it, years have passed and they still standing in the same spot. They still talking about what they could do, what they should do, what they wish they did. But wishing doesn't change anything. Talking don't move anything. Only action does. And the truth is, the more you delay, the harder it gets. The more you hesitate, the more comfortable you get with being stuck. And before you know it, the time has run out. And all you have left is what if. You have to stop acting like you have an unlimited supply of time. You don't know how much you have left. You don't know if you got another year, another month, another week. And yet you are out here wasting time on things that don't matter. Scrolling, complaining, waiting, doubting yourself. You are worried about what people think. You waiting for the perfect moment and you talking yourself out of your blessings. But the clock is ticking and time doesn't care about your fears. Time doesn't care about your insecurities. Time just keeps moving. And if you aren't moving with it, you're getting left behind. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they have time to waste. They tell themselves they're too young to take risks. Then before they know it, they're too old to start over. They tell themselves they'll chase their dream once they have more money, and then they spend years stuck in a job they hate. They tell themselves they'll work on their health later, and then later turn into sickness, regret, and pain. You have to stop waiting for some magical moment where everything feels right, because that moment isn't coming. The right time is then or do. The right time has always been now. You have to start moving like your days are numbered, because they are. You have to stop taking time for granted and start treating it like the most valuable thing you own. Because once it's gone, it's gone. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But you can't make back time. You can't rewind the clock and do it over. You can't go back and live yesterday again. And if that doesn't light a fire in you, I don't know what will. You need to move with urgency. You need to wake up every morning with the mindset that today is your only shot. You need to stop living like you have forever to figure it out, because life doesn't work like that. You either take control of your time or you waste it. You either use every second wisely or you throw it away. And once you understand how limited your time is, you'll stop tolerating distractions, you'll stop entertaining negativity, you'll stop waiting and start doing. Because the truth is, if you don't move now, if you don't take action now, you might not get another chance. Look around you, life is happening fast. People you knew are gone. Opportunities you once had are gone. The time you thought you had gone. You keep thinking you got later, but later is a gamble. Later is a lie. The only thing that's real is right now, and if you ain't using it, you're losing it. You've been carrying this dream in your heart for too long, talking yourself in and out of it, convincing yourself that maybe it ain't more for you. But deep down, you know you want it. Deep down, you know you were meant for more. And if you don't at least try, you're going to spend the rest of your life wondering what could have been. That's a heavy burden to carry regret. Not failure, not setbacks, not struggles. Regret. The pain of knowing you had a shot, but you never took it. The pain of knowing you let fear stop you from even trying. You don't get another life. This is it. One shot. One chance. And yet so many people live like they have another one coming. They sit around waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the right feeling, waiting for somebody to come push them forward. But waiting doesn't change anything. Waiting just steals your time. You owe it to yourself to stop waiting and start doing. You owe it to yourself to stop making excuses and start taking action. Because every second you hesitate, somebody else is out there going after the life you say you want. Do you think the people who made it had it easy? Do you think they just woke up successful, just stepped into their dream life without effort, without struggle? No. They started where you are, full of doubt, full of fear, questioning if they were good enough. But the difference is that they tried. They put themselves out there. They failed. They learned. They got back up. And they kept going. Because they knew something most people never figured out: trying and failing is better than never trying at all. At least when you try, you get a shot. When you do nothing, you guarantee your failure. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you go after? If you had unlimited courage, what would you start today? See, the problem ain't that you're not capable. The problem is that you've convinced yourself you're not ready. But let me tell you something, you ain't ever going to feel fully ready. That's just fear talking. That's just a doubt playing mind games with you. And if you let those thoughts win, you're going to wake up one day with nothing but wasted potential, knowing you had greatness inside you, but never gave it a real attempt. You have to stop being so scared of failing. You got to stop being so scared of looking stupid, of people judging you, of things not going perfectly. Nobody gets it right the first time. Nobody starts at the top. Everybody who ever made something of themselves had to stumble their way through it. And you got to be willing to do the same. You owe it to yourself to see what's possible. You owe it to yourself to give your dream a shot. Because if you don't, if you keep talking yourself out of it, you're going to spend your whole life watching other people live the life you were too afraid to go after. Have you ever thought about how many dreams never happened because people let fear win? How many ideas never got off the ground because somebody was too scared to fail? How many people went to their graves with talents, gifts, and visions that never saw the light of day? You got to ask yourself, are you going to be one of them? Are you going to let fear rob you of the life you could have? Or are you going to be the one who tried? The one who gave it everything? The one who looked fear in the face and said, not today. Nothing changes if you don't. Nothing happens until you move. And the scariest thing in life ain't failing, it's never knowing what could have been. You owe it to yourself to try.